Welcome to Passionate Way Horsemanship, where our greatest passion is the relationship with the horse. No matter what your equine sport is, we always believe we put the horse first. In this video, you're going to see what happens when the desirable was the horse keep his front feet still and the hind end swing away to the pressure of the person just looking at the tail. So I always describe it as look at her tail like you thought you saw a butterfly land in her tail, but you were afraid you might get kicked kind of thing. And you kind of want to like look around the horse without getting in the kick zone. So you stay up by the shoulder, like you never get past the shoulder. So at the most, and it's an arc out. So it's like a, like imagine there's like a door here and you're trying to look out and around that door. So here's the horse's head on this side of the door. Here's the door. You're trying to look out and around that door. And also I would like you to imagine that you have water in your ear. So this is the actual cue to the horse. The tip of the head is the actual cue to the horse to yield the hind end. Once the horse knows that's what you mean, the horse will respond without any extra support to just you tipping your head. But without that, now the horse would rely on your support to be the cue. I don't want my horses to ever need a rope swung at them or a stick waved at them or hit, I don't want my horses to ever need physical support to be the cue. So I always provide them with another cue. If I want my horses to back up, if I think my horses are coming to me and they're gonna come where I would like them to stop before they reach me, hind yield, bring your tail over to me. So none of those things require a stick. None of those things require swinging ropes. None of those things require anything but something visual that my horse recognizes as their cue. If I don't give them that, then a hind yield would rely on me actually physically swinging at the horse, and that would be the horse's cue. Yep, good. When she gets to the hay bales, gonna hind yield her. First they bump the nose. And then don't chase her tail, look at her tail. Don't chase her tail, look at her tail. Don't chase her tail with the end of the rope. You look at her tail.
Okay.
So don't do that.
Okay.
Because that's driving energy. So first just try to look at her tail. And if she doesn't, then you're going to swing the rope. Like imagine you're swinging the rope where her tail was.
Okay.
If her tail's still there, you're going to tap her.
Okay.
But so you're going to look at her tail and then plan to swing the tail,
Okay.
So don't plan on chasing her with it. Because then in that case, it just heighten the energy.
Okay.
You're okay. You're learning.
All right.
Okay, when she gets to Ritz's fan, hind yield her. Remember, you're not going to chase her with the end of the rope. You're going to bump her towards your belly button. You're going to look at her tail. Don't chase her with the end of the rope. Look at what you're doing with the end of the rope. There you go.
Good job. Good job.
Keep the end of the rope down to your side unless you need it.
Okay.
When she gets to me, hind yield her. It's almost like she heard, but that's okay. So you are looking right at her face for the hind yield.
Chest.
I want you to look at her tail.
Okay.
If you look at her face, you're her information. And if the information's coming to here, but you're looking for her to do something with that, that's not fair, right? Because then that's when you do chase. I know, I'm not going to do anything to you. Okay, so you want to make sure that you bump her nose. You can look then, see that you got her nose turned, and then you immediately put your focus on the tail.
Okay.
And if she's going forward, you're going to wiggle to stop her front feet from doing anything, I know. And then once her tail, you want to go right into neutral.
Okay.
Or if she starts to come in as part of the process, you're going to wiggle her back out.
Okay. You're doing very good. You're doing very good. All right. Bingo. Attention over here. Thank you.
Why don't you practice sending her out on the circle, keeping her enough off the rail that when you tell her to hind yield, she can hind yield with her front feet staying on the track of the circle.
Okay.
But she's got room to swing her butt.
Okay.
So I want to see her go out on the circle for 3 strides, and then I want to see you intentionally hind yield her. Don't be thinking about the hind yield when you send her out on the circle, because then you're going to also project that to her, and she's going to keep thinking she's supposed to stop. So she won't establish a gait. I want her to go out on the trot and kind of feel like she was, or out on the circle and feel like she's supposed to walk.
Okay.
And then hind yield her.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead. Tap her shoulder if you have to. Good. There you go. You got it at the end there. I saw you wiggling your fingers. Now you're looking at her face. I want her hind yield to be where you're looking at her butt.
Hold on. What?
You looked at her face for the hind yield again.
Okay. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Now I'm good.
I want it to be like you've made the decision to. You ever play with little kids and like you decide you're going to be the tickle monster?
Okay.
Right? And it's when you make that decision and the kid's looking at you and you go, right? That's the initiation of the game to the kid is you getting down like this. So I want you to kind of make that the initiation to the hind yield.
Okay.
And I want it to be like that clear of a change in you.
Okay.
So don't be like, you can if you're trying to get a slow motion, but I want to see if you can get quicker because she's gotten a little lazy about it. So I'd want you to be like, I said, yield your hind end. And by that, you might be able to change your habit of looking at her face.
Okay.
I want you to like imagine the tail as a little kid you're about to go tickle.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. All right. Back. Back.
Good. If she doesn't leave in a matter of a couple seconds, go in there and tell her to leave. Yep, tell her to leave. Go ahead and step towards her shoulder. Tell her to leave. Keep pointing forward. Tell her to leave. Tell her to leave. And she goes, open your hand. Good. Good. Hind yield. Okay, you almost went to chase her with the rope, right? But you caught yourself. Those are the times I can tell you until I'm blue in the face. But until you go, oh, I felt myself do that, that's when you can finally change. So that's good. You caught yourself. I love to point out when people catch themselves because now they can fix it. I can't fix it no matter how many times I say it. Okay, go ahead. And hind yielder. So it's not a pull. It's not a reach in there and grab her head and pull. It's like a bump to your belly button. It's like, excuse me.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you to do something different. It's working, but eventually the wrong horse, you're going to pull them right on top of you.
Okay.
Right? Because you're kind of pulling her in.
Okay.
I want her hind end to move away with her feet staying on the circle.
Okay.
I don't want her to be brought in for it.
Okay.
Good.
All right.
Yep. Push her. Good. Right before she gets to me, I want to see you hind yield her. It's a gentle bump towards your belly button. Look at her tail. Good. Good place to end.
Good girl. Oh, you're so good girl. This is all so exciting. Huh?